Let me call upon stage Nitin Soni.
Louder, louder, louder. Come on, louder.
दोस्तों, सक्सेस इन एनी फील्ड इज 70% साइकोलॉजी एंड 30% मैकेनिक्स. किसी भी फील्ड में, इन व्हाटएवर फील्ड यू चूज, सक्सेस इज ऑल अबाउट 70% साइकोलॉजी एंड 30% मैकेनिक्स.
मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, विराट कोहली ने सेंचुरी मारी थी क्या डेब्यू? अच्छा, सचिन तेंदुलकर ने मारी? अच्छा, धोनी ने मारी? But all of these three individuals are legends, in spite of the fact that they did not score century on debut. Even if you are not able to score century on debut, you can still become a legend if you take few things right. Understand this.
Why do you want to become what you want to become? Why do you want to get that success? Why do you want to get that degree? Why do you want to become a rank holder? Why do you want it? Answer your why.
They are compromising on their potential. You have amazing potential in you. Why do you want to restrict it? You're not supposed to restrict your potential. Warren Buffett has 97 different streams of income. 97. And the day I realized, the day I noticed it, I said, 97? What the hell?
What is the difference? The difference is in their psychology. That's where the entire difference lies. That's the main thing. You need to understand your psychology, your mindset. Usme kya chal raha hai? That's what you need to focus.
Excellent. And I knew I would be the top scorer in the institute. And that's exactly what I did. Each and every paper that I gave, when I came back home, I said, I'm ready for the next one. And I did that. Ready for the next one. Did that. Then I waited for my results. And on the results day, what did happen? I failed. What is it that I can do now? At the best I can study. At the best I can put in the hard work. At the best I can do whatever is possible for me to do. What else can I do?
He actually looked at the big portrait of Mount Everest and he said, Mount Everest, I know you are failing me. But the more and more you fail me, the more and more I'm getting determined that one day I'm going to stand on top of you. Do you know why, Sir Edmund Hillary said? He said, do you know why? Because you, even as Mount Everest, cannot grow any further. But I, as a human being, will keep growing. That's my message to you. Keep growing. No matter what Mount Everest you want to climb in your life, you can. If you have the right mindset and if you do not let your failures enter your mind, why? Because it's your responsibility, friends. It's your responsibility. Nobody else is going to work hard for you. Nobody else is going to bring your dream in a silver plate and say, hey, here is your dream, enjoy. No, that's never going to happen. You will have to work hard. You will have to put in the hard work. You will have to burn the midnight oil. You will have to make your dream come true. The responsibility is yours. I cannot do your push-ups for you, can I? Can I? Of course not. You will have to do your push-ups.
What do? You notice that you are not the only one who is watching that dream. You are not the only one having that dream inside you. When there are 1,000 other mothers who are having the same dream for their sons, what do you do to make the dream of your mother come true? You outwork your competition. You outwork your competition. You get up early. You work harder. You stay longer. You do whatever it takes. You got to overwork. You got to outwork. You got to outsmart everybody else. Because if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you are not getting up early, someone else is getting up early. And he is going to grab your position. He's going to grab your position. Understand this. You got to outwork your competition. If it means doing anything that you have not done till date, you should be interested in doing it. Learning techniques, learning facts, programming your subconscious, whatever it may be. Be ready to outwork your competition.
My intensity multiplied. My hunger multiplied. My seriousness multiplied. I prepared like hell. I was actually doing things that nobody around me was doing. I was studying for 12 hours a day and I said, no matter what happens on the results day, I'm going to give my best shot in this attempt. I studied like anything. And I did all those test papers, working studies over and over and over again. I revised over and over and over again. And I gave my exams to the best of my ability. And on the results day, the screen said, pass.
Unless and until you answer your whys, you will not be able to remain motivated. You need motivation? Answer your whys. Answer your whys. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Is it because of your father? You want to make your father's dream come true? Is it because of your mother? Your mother is looking a dream for you and you want to make her dream come true? Is it because of your siblings, your brother, your sister, your other family members? Or is it probably because yourself? You say, I want to become rich because I want to prove to the world that I am a rich person and I am not a poor person. You got to answer your whys. Why do you want to become what you want to become? Answer your whys. Because this is exactly where motivation lies. What are you waiting for? Whatever it takes. Even if it takes for you to learn something, learn it. If it takes for you to work hard, work hard. If it takes for you to get up early in the morning, get up early in the morning. If it takes for you to work in day in and day out, do it. He was a world heavyweight champion in boxing, Mike Tyson. डरते थे लोग उसके नाम से. और Mike Tyson won 37 fights back to back. अपनी लाइफ की पहली फाइट से लेकर 37 फाइट्स तक माइक टाइसन हर एक फाइट जीतता गया. एक भी फाइट वो नहीं हारा. और पीपल यूज्ड टू स्वेट बाय हिज नेम. करते तो लोग उसके नाम से. 37 फाइट लगातार जीतना इज नो गेम. एंड ही वाज द वर्ल्ड हेवीवेट चैंपियन. 37 फाइट लगातार जीतने के बाद जो 38वीं फाइट उसकी थी वो थी अगेंस्ट जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस. और ये जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस कौन था? कुछ भी नहीं. अ नॉर्मल बॉक्सर, वेरी नॉर्मल बॉक्सर. कभी भी अपने लाइफ के अंदर हैवीवेट चैंपियन नहीं बना. कभी भी उसने कोई बहुत बड़ी चैंपियनशिप नहीं जीती. वेरी नॉर्मल बॉक्सर. 38th मैच माइक टाइसन का अगेंस्ट जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस. It was a one-sided match. They said Mike Tyson is going to win anyways. सारा मीडिया हैरान, सारी दुनिया हैरान. Mike Tyson lost the match. 38th fight, Mike Tyson lost it. How come? ये कैसे हो सकता है? सारा का सारा मीडिया पागलों की तरह जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस के पीछे. बस्टिन डगलस, ये तुमने किया कैसे? How did it? You just won against Mike Tyson. Impossible. How could you do the impossible? ये किया कैसे तुमने? He said, before this match, my mother declared to the world that her son is going to beat Mike Tyson. She declared it to the world, to the relatives, to the friends, everybody, and she was extremely happy. और जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस ने कहा, माँ क्या कर रहे हो? Why are you doing that? I'm not too sure. She said, you are not sure. I am sure because I believe in my son. My son is going to beat the hell out of Mike Tyson, and my son is going to win. He said, it was my mother's dream that I beat Mike Tyson. It was my mother's dream that I become the world champion. It was my mother's dream that I become a true champion in my life by beating Mike Tyson. And not just Mike Tyson, whoever it may be. And my mother died 2 weeks before this match. He said, my mother died 2 weeks before this match. And I wanted to make her dream come true. He said, I wanted to make her dream come true. Mike Tyson के अलावा अगर वहां पर 100 Mike Tyson भी होते, उसके बावजूद मैं ये मैच जीतता. Because it was my mother's dream and I wanted to fulfill my mother's dream.
तो ये सोचता है कि मैं स्पेशल नहीं हूं. अगर यहाँ एक भी सोचता है कि मैं वर्दी नहीं हूं, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है उससे कि आज की शाम अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बिता लेना. आज की शाम तन्हाई में अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बिता लेना और आपकी माँ, आपके पिताजी आपको बताएंगे कि आप कितने स्पेशल हो. There is nobody in the entire world who has a fingerprint like you.
Luck, नसीब. कई मैं से देखता हूं जो अपने नसीब को पकड़ के बैठते हैं, जो ये कहते हैं कि it's only and only because of my luck. If I'm failing, it's only because of my luck. नसीब की वजह से आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं होता. मगर दो तरह के लोग हैं, बिलीव करते हैं नसीब, कुछ बिलीव नहीं करते नसीब के ऊपर. आप मुझे एक बात बताओ, अगर आपकी नसीब की वजह से ही सब कुछ होता है, अगर आपके लक की वजह से ही सब कुछ ये हो रहा है, तो मेहनत क्यों कर रहे हो? मेहनत करने की क्या जरूरत है? और अगर नसीब में नहीं लिखा तो मेहनत करके क्या उखाड़ लोगे? क्या उखाड़ लोगे? नसीब को लेकर के मत बैठो. जब आप अपने नसीब को देख करके कहते हो कि भाई कभी ना कभी तो चमकेगा, आपका नसीब आपको देख करके कहता है कभी तो समझेगा. आप नहीं समझते.
You command respect, power, recognition, social status, everything. It has amazing power. I am the king of the jungle now. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
Let me call upon stage Nitin.
Hey everybody.
It looked like I was again about to be introduced on the screen, but luckily it didn't happen. There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome yet again to the Superpower Success Summit. This is Nitin Soni, and I once again give all of you a very warm welcome. Jaldi se likh dijiye SPS in the chat box if you can see me, if you can hear me. Type in SPS in the chat box. This is Nitin Soni, and I'm looking forward to have this yet another incredible session with you on a very important topic, which is personality development. इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आप कौन है, इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आप क्या करते हैं, इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आपकी उम्र क्या है. I want to tell you something. Today, if you take a decision, you can transform your life. You can transform your life. You can transform your personality. You can impress people. You can inspire people. It's all a matter of a decision that I want you to take today. That whoever you are, इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आप कौन है. You can be better version of yourself. Yes or no? Type in yes in the chat box if you agree with me. That doesn't matter who you are. You may choose to be the better version of yourself. Type in yes in the chat box if you agree with me. और दोस्तों यही है आज का सेशन. आज का day 10. By the way, day 10, right? Look at that. Today we are on day 10. Lagbhag 1/3 journey. And I'm really happy and excited that in this Superpower Success Summit, we were able to serve you in the last 9 days, and where we are live and exclusive, day 10. So when you talk about personality development, yeah, this topic is very close to my heart. I'll tell you why. Because I was not born the way you see me today. That's not how, that's not who I was up until few years ago. लेकिन एक डिसीजन था. मैं I was never this person who would raise his hand in the class and ask questions or give answers. I was underconfident. जब मैं स्कूल में था तो underconfident था. ऐसा नहीं था कि I was the most confident student in the class. Nope. Underconfident था. लेकिन जैसे जैसे लाइफ में आगे बढ़े, फेलियर्स को भी सामना किया, और जब जब फेलियर सामने आता है दोस्तों, हमारे कॉन्फिडेंस की धज्जियां उड़ जाती है. उड़ती है कि नहीं उड़ती है? और जब जब कॉन्फिडेंस की धज्जियां उड़ती है, तब तब जो आपकी पर्सनालिटी है वो एक कुकून में, एक शेल में चली जाती है. आप घबराना शुरू हो जाते हैं. आप अपने ट्रू सेल्फ, you can't just continue with your true self. You can't be confident. आपकी जो पर्सनालिटी है ना, ये पर्सनालिटी कहीं ना कहीं दब जाती है. How many of you agree with me on this? Type in agree in the chat box. लेकिन, you know, at one point, in fact, just now, before I came in, how many of you observed the story, heard the story of Mike Tyson and James Bustin Douglas? James Bustin Douglas की पर्सनालिटी ट्रांसफॉर्म हो गई उस मैच से पहले. ऐसा एक इवेंट हुआ और जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस ने कहा, इट वाज माय मदर्स ड्रीम दैट आई बीट माइक टाइसन. यस और नो? क्या हुआ ऐसा करने से? पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट. It changed his personality. He was not the James Bustin Douglas who was earlier afraid of fighting with this man, this boxer, Mike Tyson. He changed his personality. मैंने अपने आप से कहा, नितिन, you are born to the best parent in the world. Hey, how many of you can say that confidently, that you are born to the best parents in the world? Type in me in the chat box if you agree with me on that you are born to the best parents in the world. Your parents are the best in the world. And I said to myself, Nitin, your parents are the best in the world. And their son got to be the best. Their son got to be the best at whatever he does. And this ये जो वैचारिक विस्फोट होते हैं ना दोस्तों, ये कुछ डिसीजंस होते हैं, कुछ वैचारिक विस्फोट होते हैं जो आपकी जिंदगी में तब्दीलियां लेकर के आते हैं और आप अपनी पर्सनालिटी को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर पाते हैं. लकीली I did few things right, and this underconfident man is confident now. I mean, I consider myself, I was able to transform my life, and I consider myself like a person who was not destined to lead the life that I'm living right now. This was not the original script, but I was able to change my script. I was able to change my script because I was able to change my personality. और अगर if you are excited right now to learn how you can do something similar and transform your personality, I want you to type ready in the chat box. Type in ready in the chat box. Because आज का सेशन है पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट पर. आज के सेशन में आप सीखेंगे कि किस तरीके से what are those specific things that you need to keep in mind in case you want to transform your personality. I have a very special guest today. More than anything else, a good friend, I would say. We have known each other for many years now. And it gives me, I'm happy right now, I'm excited. There's a smile on my face because the man that I'm about to introduce to you, he's pretty close to me. He's a #1 best-selling author of the book. I want to show this to you. Awaken the Incredible Within. He's the #1 best-selling author of this book. He's one of India's leading NLP coach, trainer, consultant. This man has the ability, the knowledge, the expertise to transform your life and your personality. Join me as I welcome the one and only Shantanu Das Sharma. Let's give him a big round of applause. There you go. Shantanu, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Nitin. A very good welcome to you as well to this session and inviting me. And I'm very grateful to you for keeping this relationship so strong and so warm. Thank you very much. I'm grateful to you.
Thank you very much, Shantanu. It's a pleasure to introduce you to everybody here. Dosto, he's a very learned man, and I would really like all of you to pick up your pen, paper, diary, notepad, and start taking notes. Shantanu ka style or andaz thoda sa different hai. Now he's going to be taking you deep inside this concept, and you got to make sure that you are attentive. Shantanu da, as I fondly call him, Shantanu da, आप मुझे एक बात बताओ. सर, इससे पहले कि मैं आपके सेशन में जाऊं, what are your thoughts on this initiative that we have taken? 30-day live superpower success summit, 30 experts live over 30 days. What's your thought on this, my friend?
This is something very unique, first of all, Nitin. And at the same time, this actually creates an excitement as well as an interest in the intention and the determination of the people who are actually participating by chance. If in case they are not participating, I have no idea about them. But anybody who participates in these 30 days, if at all, anybody who is ensuring that they participate legitimately every day would definitely transform beyond reasonable doubt. And the very fact the transformation happens, which is change, which is an irreversible change, would definitely impact their personality. And the component of the personality, which I'm going to explain in a very elementary way, where people would understand in a very easy manner what personality consists of, and they would also significantly understand why and how these sessions that you have already, 9 have already gone, these could significantly contribute to their building up and evolution and being their best version. Ideology is that we need to be our best version, impacting people, things, and situations around us. These are the only 3 things that one can impact. And the only thing that doesn't happen is that when a human being or an individual does not impact anything for that matter.
True. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Shantanu. अब मेरे quick question है, इससे पहले कि I let you share your ideas with the participants. They are waiting. I'm sure you are waiting as well. एक quick question है मेरा शांतनु दा, और वो question ये है कि क्या वाकई पर्सनालिटी को डेवलप किया जा सकता है? क्या वाकई कर सकते हैं?
Absolutely. Hands down it can be done. Hands down.
Wow.
It's so simple. It's so simple. With intent, desire, with purity of intent and clarity and awareness. These 3 things. Purity of intent with clarity of insight and awareness. And what is required, addendum to this, is a little intelligence, which anybody has. All of us have that intelligence that much. That's cool. It will happen just like that.
That's
I have
interesting.
attended and addressed people who are very aged, 62 plus and 65. I have addressed them. I have worked on them. I have worked on people who are otherwise highly stressed and anxious. They don't have time for themselves. Everybody has developed in 6 years' time.
Pretty interesting to know that, Shantanu. And I'm glad that you said that people can transform their personalities and develop it the way they want it. Shantanu,
Yes.
all ears to you then. The stage is set. The participants are waiting. It's time for me to take the back seat and take notes. Over to you, Shantanu.
Wonderful. A very happy evening to all of you. First of all, I congratulate all of you who are here in today's evening for opening up and taking a step towards a wonderful beginning of a new learning in your life to transform and impact your own experiences from this moment on. As such, what I would be explaining you is not drastically or dramatically new. Everything is known to you, but it could be something which could be presented in a way which you might not have ever heard, read, or seen. That would be something which would be useful to me, if at all, whenever you have heard it, seen it, or felt it, you can apply it in your life. So the first thing first, personality development warrants that we need to understand personality है क्या, पर्सनालिटी क्या चीज है जो और जिसको समझने के बाद ही हम उसके ऊपर कुछ कर सकते हैं. पर्सनालिटी क्या हो सकता है? Personality is nothing but an expression of sum total of our persona or mask or the role that we play as we impact people, things or situations around us. हम जैसे जैसे इंटरैक्ट करते हैं 3 वेरिएबल्स के साथ, पीपल के साथ या थिंग्स के साथ या सिचुएशंस के साथ, हम डिफरेंट रोल्स अपनाते हैं. और वो जो अपनाते हैं रोल्स, ये किस लिए अपनाते हैं? कुछ ना कुछ पर्पस के लिए, कुछ ना कुछ कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अपनाते हैं, कोई ना कोई रीजन और कॉन्टेक्स्ट के हिसाब से अपनाते हैं. वो कैरियर की कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हो सकता है, रिलेशनशिप की कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हो सकता है, कुछ स्पेसिफिक पर्सनल सिचुएशन के हिसाब से हो सकता है, कुछ भी कॉन्टेक्स्ट मान लीजिए, कॉन्टेक्स्ट XYZ, कुछ भी. And people think situations are the 3 variables with whom we are communicating. Now, when we are communicating and when we are connecting, what we do is we are expressing ourselves through our personality. Now, इस personality के अंदर क्या है वो हम समझेंगे. जब वो हम समझेंगे कि personality के अंदर क्या है, तब हमें पूरा पानी जैसा क्लियर हो जाए. Our personality is composed of certain components, and to make it very easy, I have given it a mnemonic which is called Thought Lab A. What is this? Thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior and action. Now, thought के पहले I will put something else. Now, उसके बाद thought lab A डाल देंगे, तो it will be very easy for you to remember and recollect that what are the components of personality for an individual. First thing what comes as we get up on the bed in the morning is something which on which we focus. The moment you get up and you are in a waking state of consciousness, जैसे हम जागते हैं नींद से, आँख खुलता है, there is something which comes in our mind कि इसके ऊपर फोकस जाता है. जैसे आपका ध्यान जाता है उसके ऊपर, जैसे फोकस गया, एक थॉट आता है. सो फोकस, थॉट, एंड जैसा फोकस के साथ वो थॉट आया, देयर वुड बी अ फीलिंग्स उसके साथ आएंगे. एंड जैसे फीलिंग्स आया, फीलिंग के साथ देयर कुड बी सर्टेन इमोशंस which will accompany that, and that emotion will get you into certain feelings, and those feelings will take you in a certain state. Now, whenever there is a feelings and it gets into a certain state, that means our system has gotten into the control of the nervous system. It could be an empowering state, or it could be a non-empowering state, which is a limiting state. Now, in this thought, and then it is as it is going into emotional state, what also happens are, the moment thought happens, there is a language. The moment language happens, there is an attitude. Moment there is an attitude, there is a behavior. Moment there, all these are happening in fraction of seconds. Thought lab A, thought, language, attitude, belief पहले से था. Belief पहले से था. First thing started with, because I had that individual who got up and suddenly किसी पे focus गया, ये किधर से आया, which I haven't yet mentioned, is based on his values and beliefs. उसके अंदर या तो उनके अंदर जो values and beliefs स्थित था, जैसे वो सोचते हैं उसके हिसाब से उनके अंदर कुछ ना कुछ values and beliefs होते होंगे. What are values? I will explain a little better later. But values are significant and important things in an individual's life. Beliefs becomes values at a mature stage. How? That will explain very clearly. But for beginning, values and beliefs are together. Now, based on the values and beliefs, there is a focus. Based on the focus, there is a feelings. Based on the feelings, there are thoughts, there is a emotion, and that flows into the nervous system. Now, between thought and emotion, the thought lab A, entire thing is happening. What is that? Thought, language, attitude, belief, and then action. Action is also there, which is happening while there are certain emotion and state. Now, the moment I do an action based on the focus, which is happening, that is one occurrence of a thought lab A frame. That action is creating an interaction with the rest of the world, and it creates an experience. And this experience with the next experience, with the next experience, is creating the entire day, which is my life. Quality of this experience based on my action is creating the quality of my life. So more or less we do understand, ये हमें समझ में आ जाता है, that मेरा personality का जो components है, उनकी जो quality है, उसके हिसाब से it is directly proportional. The quality of my personality is directly impacting the quality of my experience. The quality of my experience is directly impacting the quality of my life. Now, the quality of my personality, if I can change, I have to change the quality of the components in the entire of the experience. जो experience बनाता है, तो क्या experience बनाता है? The entire sequence of thought lab A, which is thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior and action. ये belief हमने बाद में डाल दिया, just to remember it. Here thought lab is double B, thought LABBA, thought lab A, just for us to remember it correctly. But belief and values are at the beginning in terms of the sequence. Now this thought lab A is a string of a personality. Every person's personality string is enacted through this particular string in sequence, एक के बाद एक. Now this thought lab A string की qualitatively क्या difference हो सकता है? There could be two qualitative differentiation. दो तरह का thought lab A हो सकता है. पहला वाला thought lab A is conditioned patterning की तहत thought lab A हो सकता है. What is conditioning? Conditioning pattern क्या है? वो बताते हैं. दूसरा हो सकता है कॉन्शियस पैटर्निंग. कंडीशन पैटर्निंग इज व्हेन द पर्सन इज वेरी रिएक्टिव इन हिज थॉट लैब. उनकी थॉट में रिएक्टिव है, लैंग्वेज में रिएक्टिव है, उनकी एटीट्यूड में रिएक्टिव है, उनकी एक्शन में रिएक्टिव है, द एंटायर स्ट्रिंग में वो रिएक्टिव है. बट व्हेन he is from the conscious patterning, that is condition patterning के तरह. But when in the conscious patterning, he is responsive. He is not reactive. He responds. Now, when he is reactive, there are several kinds of reactivity. There is compulsive, repulsive, impulsive. He could be compulsive, he could be repulsive, he could be impulsive. Impulsive is when he is always in every component, thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action. He could be doing it in a very impulsive way, as if he is vomiting out without any control. Or he is doing it in a and very emotionally, driven by emotions primarily. Impulsive is through emotions, compulsive is in a without any control, and repulsive is the moment he or she does it in thought lab A, it is repelling the person. The person will simply feel that he should run away from this individual. That is the kind of a personality. So impulsive, repulsive, compulsive all are reactive personality, where the thought lab A is in entirety is in reactive pattern. But the same thing, which is from the condition patterning, could be responsive. Now, how it can become responsive patterning? Only when there is a conscious patterning happening. That means the person is conscious enough or aware enough or a higher awareness level he is or she is maintaining, whereby his thought lab A, that is thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action, is operating through a conscious awareness level. That means the mind is at a higher level of consciousness through which he or she is operating. But at a lower level of consciousness, which is called non-conscious mind, if the person is operating from, that is condition patterning. Now, the best way of explaining this is if a person is operating out of two kinds of mind. Now, as such, the behavior mostly is operated or controlled by three kinds of mind, which is a little complex, but I'll make it simple. Three kinds of minds are conscious mind, unconscious mind, and subconscious mind. Now, subconscious and unconscious mind, let us group it into non-conscious mind. The maximum predominance on thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action for the condition patterning is from the non-conscious mind. Predominantly, majority of people are in this pattern because the practicing of awareness or conscious patterning takes a lot of determination, high level of awareness, a good clarity, and an optimum level of intelligence. Now, without this, what happens is the person is non-consciously operating. When a person is non-consciously operating at thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action at this level, all these components of his personality, then the person is operating out of a black box. The person does not even know what he is thinking, what he is talking, what kind of attitude he might have expressed, and what action he has done, even if he has done it. That is the person who gets angry and does not know why he got angry. He gets angry and shakes his daughter of 3 years old and doesn't want to do it again. Still again, he becomes angry and shakes his 3 years old daughter after about 7 days. Now, repetition of similar kind of behavior happens without even willing to do that. Now, this is completely compulsive, repulsive, or impulsive behaviors. Now, thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action, this string is a very logical string or sequential string in the personality trait. Now, what needs to happen is, what our intention and purpose could be is to give this an awareness. Now, this entire conditioning pattern and the conscious patterning has got several way of bringing an awareness to bring oneself out of this conditioned patterning to conscious patterning. Most importantly, the first thing that a person needs to understand, which many of us or many people are not very clear about, is to understand what is and what are the clear definition of self-worth, that is the self-image. Now, self-worth, the clarity about self-worth is so important that it needs to be understood in terms of what are the constituents and components of self-worth. Self-worth has got three components. Self-worth consists of self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence. Now, if I give you the plain and clear definition of all these four in isolation, then it would be very clear for you to understand that none of these are dependent on external world. There is no external validation required for anybody to have a self-worth. It is all internally validated. That is the first awareness. It is all about, in the perspective of awareness, a person should understand that how worthy I am. That is the sense of self-worth. So let us start our personality journey from the sense of self-worth. So from the sense of self-worth, if I start the journey, then let us understand only overall what is the definition of self-worth. Sense of self-worth. Self-worth is when you feel worthy of what you do and how you do it. When you are worthy about everything, whatever you do and how you do it, if you feel 100% worthy about it, if you feel and believe that you are 100% worthy about it, what you do and how you do it, then your self-worth, sense of self-worth is 10 on 10. Now, how do I find out that how to map and how to calibrate my self-worth? It is extremely difficult. That's why nobody is able to reach a good sense of self-worth. That is why when I am saying that self-worth has three constituents: self-respect, self-esteem, and self-confidence, it is worthwhile for us to understand the definition of all these three, so that when we can put it together, we get self-worth. So 30 on 30, if self-worth can become 30 on 30, while self-esteem is 10 on 10, self-respect is 10 on 10, and self-confidence is 10 on 10, that means self-worth is 30 on 30, which is 10 on 10. So let us go first on self-respect. What is self-respect 10 on 10? A personality to be at the highest level, to begin the journey, I must have self-worth which is 30 on 30, which is 10 on 10. So what is 10 on 10 self-esteem? Self-esteem is 10 on 10 when you can value yourself. Self-esteem is when you can value yourself for what you do, how you do it. Self-esteem is when you can value yourself for what you do and how you do it. What is self-respect? Self-respect is when you can respect yourself for what you do and how you do it. And what is self-confidence? Self-confidence is when you are aware that you have all the skills that you ever need to do what you are doing, how you are doing it. Self-confidence is when you are aware that आपके पास वो सारे skills है जो आपको जरूरत है वो करने के लिए जो आप कर रहे हो जिस तरीके से आप कर रहे हो. So that means if your self-confidence is 10 on 10, if your self-respect is 10 on 10, if your self-esteem is 10 on 10, that means you can value yourself for what you do, how you do it. If you can respect yourself for what you do, how you do it. If you can have the confidence that you have all the skills that you need to do what you do, how you do it, that means your self-worth is 10 on 10. ये वाला जगह में पहुंचने के लिए जो रिसोर्स आपके लिए ऐड होना चाहिए, वो रिसोर्स पहला खुद के ऊपर ऐड करना है. जो आपको जानना है वो जानना है. जो नोइंग एंड डूइंग गैप के बीच में प्रैक्टिस चाहिए. इफ आई नो समथिंग बट डूइंग के स्किल नहीं है, तो प्रैक्टिस करके नोइंग एंड डूइंग गैप को ब्रिज कर देना है. तो ये वाला सेल्फ वर्थ 10 on 10 हो जाए. जैसा ये 10 on 10 हो गया, then the next step is what? We are all going to make our personality absolutely beautiful and to make myself my best version. And best version होके हम क्या करेंगे? Best version होके मेरा काम होगा, I am my best version. I am not comparing myself with anybody. किसी के साथ हमें कंपेयर करके जेलस फील करना नहीं है, एनिमोसिटी नहीं लेना है, अंदर में कोई भी फीलिंग्स नहीं लेना है, नो फॉल्स प्राइड लेना है. I have to feel myself better than yesterday, at least by 1%. Every day I must be 1% better in my thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior and action. 1% better every day in my thought lab. If that I could do, how and what, we are coming back to that, we should be able to achieve 365% growth and progress in 1 year flat. And that will give me a time leverage of 300%. Coming back to where we had left. Now, as far as the next step is concerned, next step would start with my core value. What is my core value? What is most significant to me? Core values, all core values are those values which actually pushes me towards my goal with a purpose. So every individual, consciously or non-consciously, has certain values. That means something is important to you. What is important to you? Even if you are not aware of it, and consciously it is not elicited, आपके ध्यान में वो उतर के नहीं लाया कोई किसी ने, फिर भी आपके लिए कुछ ना कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप जो भी कर रहे हो उसको नॉन कॉन्शियसली माइंड में रखते हुए आप कर रहे हो. आज के दिन में आप सपोजली यू गो टू एनी डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस, यू आर टेकिंग अ डिसीजन बेस्ड ऑन योर कोर वैल्यू. जो आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है उसी के हिसाब से आप वो चॉइस ले रहे हो या डिसीजन ले रहे हो. एंड एवरी डिसीजन इज मेकिंग योर डेस्टिनी. So the quality of a decision is based on what is important to you. Now the thing is, are we aware of our core values? Unfortunately, many of us are not even aware of our core values at our conscious level of our mind. So there is a process called core value elicitation. So you can elicit your core values if you want. So you can elicit your core values at your conscious level of mind and keep it just in front of you at your conscious level. These core values might change over a period of time based on your evolution and progress and as you evolve. Now, once the core values are elicited to your conscious level of mind, based on your core values, you can make your thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action congruent to your core values. Meaning, you can ask, is my behavior, is my thought congruent to my core values? Supposedly, you have got 5 core values. Is my thought congruent to all the core values or one of the core values? At least it must be congruent to one core value. And if all the 5, wonderful. Is my language congruent to my 5 core values or 4 or 3 core values or at least one? Is my attitude congruent to my core values? Is my behavior congruent to my core values? Is my communication, is my action congruent to my core values? So what we are doing is value congruence or behavioral value congruence or thought value congruence. Means we are doing a value congruence for all thought labbing. The moment you are doing value congruence of your thought labbing, that means your personality is value congruent. Now, when your personality is value congruent, what is the impact of that in your life or in your experience or quality of life? That is what I must tell you. There are two things in life. Most of us are looking at the consequence of our whatever we are doing, that is life, operating through life. And as we transact and move through life, the consequences are, one consequence that all of us are looking is through the signs of achievement. And the outcome is success. We are all looking for success in career, success in relationship, success in my personal things, success in what am I amassing, success in getting certain things. So everywhere it is signs of achievement. And that is one trajectory only. The other trajectory is art of fulfillment. So signs of achievement and art of fulfillment needs to be balanced. Now, Steve Jobs on his deathbed had a wonderful sense of achievement, but art of fulfillment was zero. Tony Robbins had written that achievement without fulfillment is the biggest failure. So when I was in Singapore at the age of 47 in 2012, when I asked myself, am I successful? I answered myself, hell yes. Am I fulfilled? Hell no. I left everything and came back to Kolkata without any job and rebuilt my career today where I am today. After 6 years, I am absolutely successful and fulfilled. Now, this is a new trajectory which I had to create. I did not want anybody to get into this kind of a redoing. So, I wanted to have somebody, some key to understand that how can I change and impact my personality in such a way that I can address both the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment at the same time, to have a harmony and a balance and a congruent living, such that I can be, while I am my best version, I can progress and evolve 1% per day in my thought lab A, so that I can evolve to be my best version at 365% growth in 1 year itself, which is a tremendous time leverage. That means you are doing something in 365 days that you would be doing in 1 day or 1 year. Now 365% growth in 1 year is tremendous. If you could do, once you add up 1%, 1%, 1%, the personality change that would actually happen based on how you determine yourself to do it is phenomenal. Now, this is a very simple recipe for you to put together your personality into a wonderful burner where you can do anything with it. And with that, you can make anything possible for yourself in a way which can make you absolutely a winner in situations where you think you may not be somehow not getting a way out from wherever you are. Now, this value, belief, focus, feeling, emotion, and everything would be in your control consciously with an awareness in you optimally, and you would be able to create your best version for every day with 1% change in you. This is the best that I could say within this, a kind of a time frame which could be most useful and impactful for any of you if you could apply yourself. Thank you very much, Nitin. I think I am open for any questions if there are any.
Shantanu, there you go. Thank you very much, Shantanu. Thank you so very much for coming here today and sharing your insights with all of us. Friends, let me know how was the session. Let me know in the chat box. How was the session that Shantanu Das Sharma took for us today on personality development? Let me know in the chat box, please. Great. There is something that I can straight away read. where Anjan is saying that I didn't realize how time went by. तो शांतनु, वक्त शांतनु के साथ कैसे उड़ गया पता नहीं चला. And I'm sure everybody would have found this session pretty interesting, informative, and awesome, right? Shantanu da, thank you so very much. Quick questions पूछना चाहता हूँ आपसे. आपसे कुछ questions पूछना चाहता हूँ और वो ये है. I know, see, it's a big topic, and it's kind of difficult to cover all of that in 45 minutes. However, what you shared was absolutely incredible. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Shantanu, एक बात बताओ. इस प्रोसेस में ये जो पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट, सपोज टुडे एनीबडी डिसाइड्स कि बस बहुत हुआ, I want to be the best version of myself from here on today, and I'm going to implement what Shantanu has shared with me. Shantanu, समय कितना लगेगा जब मुझे ये नोटिस होने लगेगा और मुझे बाहर वालों से ये सुनने को मिलेगा कि यार क्या कर रहा है आजकल, कुछ चेंज लग रहा है, पर्सनालिटी में कुछ चेंज लग रहा है आपकी, is something happening, what are you doing, dude? I want you to tell us a little bit of time frame because people love to measure stuff, right? तो क्या लगता है आपको, when we implement these ideas, in how much time frame will people start seeing a shift, a change in their personality, Shantanu?
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks is the answer. So, friends, please make a note of this. You got to be engaged in this process for about 6 to 8 weeks, and you will start seeing the results as far as your personality is concerned. शांतनु, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आप प्रोसेस में लगे हैं, आप you are taking care of your mindset, you're taking care of you know what you're focusing on, your emotions, your feelings, and your entire state. लेकिन एक होता है external influence. एक्सटर्नल इन्फ्लुएंस उन लोगों का जो आपकी जिंदगी में मैटर करते हैं. ये बड़ा चैलेंजिंग है कि सामने वाला मैटर नहीं करता हो तो ठीक है, आई कैन टेक केयर ऑफ इट, बट देयर आर सर्कमस्टेंसेस, देयर आर टाइम्स व्हेन पीपल हु आर रेलेवेंट टू अस, जो जिनसे फर्क पड़ता है, दे गिव अस नेगेटिव फीडबैक. दे गिव अस नेगेटिव फीडबैक. यार तू अच्छा नहीं दिखता, या तू अच्छा नहीं चलता, तू अच्छा नहीं बोलता, यू नो कितना अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट है. आई मीन ऑल ऑफ दीज नेगेटिव फीडबैक्स, I want to hear it from you. How to guard yourself? How to guard yourself from this, and what to do in such cases, especially when the feedback is negative from people that are a part of your life.
Nitin, this is a very significant question that you have put. This is the source of conditioning. This is the source. These inputs are the source of conditioning for any individual. It is not about those people who matters. This happens even non-consciously from people who doesn't mean harm to us, and it happens even from the childhood situations where the kids are being told that tu tera koi, you know, you're a stupid guy, aapse kuch nahi hoga, aap ye nahi kar sakte ho, dekho childhood wo neighbor wala bachcha kaisa kar raha hai types. So ye jo hai, ye how many people you can correct? Like nobody can, you know, take a you know, kind of a gun to shoot these people who are doing it. So no external situation can correct this. First thing. Second thing is that the person who is determined to protect himself or safeguard himself, it cannot be safeguarded by shooting and blurting out, by reacting to that individual. That person can only take an action by raising his awareness, number one, and taking a power of pause before reacting. That means by shifting his awareness to reactivity to responsivity. Now, there are certain practices by which a person can become more and more responsive. So those practices I would recommend for those people. Certain practices are there. One such practices which I make people do is like unidirectional concentration of people. Like by doing certain sequential begging practices, they become very, you know, focused, and they can take a power of pause easily. So, and then once they take a power of pause, unki intelligence helps them not to react and become more responsive. So reactivity to responsivity is the only way out to flip out from getting into the clutch of condition.
That sounds pretty interesting, Shantanu. It's always enriching listening to. It's an enriching experience all the time, always. Rather than being reactive, you should choose to be more
Power of pause.
responsive. It's
Yes.
important that you take the power of pause. Those
Yeah.
those
And
pauses that you take, the moment you get
and don't
a
argue with them.
yeah, don't argue with them. Don't argue with them. You get a feedback, you take a pause, you don't react, but you respond. You
And
respond
stay away.
and stay away, right? I hope you all enjoyed what Shantanu shared. और शांतनु, क्या कोई एज लिमिट है क्या कि कोई
No
कि
issue.
इस एज लिमिट के बाद ही आप इन चीजों को इंप्लीमेंट करिए या अपनी पर्सनालिटी पर फोकस करिए, अभी जैसा चल रहा है वैसा चलना दीजिए? क्या कोई एज ग्रुप का भी कोई रेलेवेंस है इसमें ना?
There is no relevance. Why? Because as such, in the context of mortality also, the human body is manufactured for 125 years of living. But due to our living style, we have brought it down somehow. And if you look at anybody's age who has done these practices, their face and countenance, ये जो हमारा face अलग अलग है ना, everybody has the same endowments, resources in the body. In spite of that, faces are different. This has a fantastic reason. You know why it is different?
Go
Why
ahead,
the
please.
faces are different? It is because the thoughts which passes those people, those thoughts are actually burning the entire endowments in a way that the thoughts take a formation, and that formation is impression. That formation that impression takes a formation in the facial image. If everybody could have thought, just मान लीजिए कि everybody could think the same way, then their everybody's face would have looked like same person, like the robot. Because we are thinking differently, that's why we are looking different. Similarly, in the same context, if you're thinking nice thoughts and good thoughts, you would look better. And if you're not so, you will not look so better. I mean, the hint is there.
ट्रू तो शांतनु, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि ये जो कहावत है ये तो पक्का घड़ा है, ये तो पक्का घड़ा
It's
है, ये
possible.
क्या हम बदलेगा? इस
Yeah,
पर क्या विचार है आपका?
you can translate that. It has got a fundamental objectivity to it. It is not out of fluke. There is an objectivity there. It needs to be understood because what they have called, if you look at very deeply into the spiritual texts, there are something called, like we have heard about electrons and protons. Now,
Yeah.
in the body of the human beings, that is called thoughtrons. Thoughtrons are the particles which actually carry the thoughts. Now, if the thoughtrons are positive or negative, depending on that, the facial structure and the muscles and everything, reforms.
Indeed, and I'm sure that's what the audience wanted to hear as far as these questions are concerned. Shantanu, personality development was the topic of the day, and you did an incredible job of sharing with the participants what is the
My pleasure.
process that they need to follow to transform their personalities and become a better version of themselves. And I really loved those ideas that you shared. I was taking my notes. I am pretty sure that everybody who attended the session, Dosto, if you agree with me on that, type in amazing, awesome, super in the chat box. That here was one person, Shantanu Das Sharma, that I know can help you transform your personality. Shantanu Da, thank you so very much for coming here today and sharing your ideas with us. Any last words for the participants?
What is most important here is, what I would request all of you is that focus on daily practices of 1% improvement in your thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action. 1% shift. That is good enough. 1% shift, if you could achieve in any of them, few of them, or all of them, wonderful. 1% shift, one day, thought, language, attitude, belief, behavior, and action. I think that's doable.
That
Then
indeed is doable.
365%.
That indeed is doable, Shantanu. That indeed is doable. Well, thank you so very much for coming here today and sharing your ideas. On behalf of all the participants, the Superpower author and the Super Success team, I want to say thank you very much for coming here today and sharing your ideas. Thank you, Shantanu.
I remain grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, friends. That was Shantanu Sharma for you today on the personality development topic. In this 30-day summit, we are touching all the important areas of your life. And I want to reiterate this. मैं इस बात को reiterate करना चाहता हूं दोस्तों कि each and every one of these sessions, you will find different people. You will find different ways of conveying their ways of conveying their ideas. You will find them coming from diverse backgrounds, but the objective is one, and the objective is to help you learn something every single day that can help you become a better version of yourself. Now, this is the purpose of the Superpower Success Summit. With this, we are through with 1/3 of the summit. Just 1/3. 2/3 summit is yet to go. It's a 30-day mega live challenge that we have taken to help you challenge yourself and transform your personality. I hope you enjoyed today's session. I hope you took notes, and I hope you got value from this session, from this day 10 personality development session. दोस्तों, इसके बाद अब है डे 11 की बारी. 11 और 11 तो वो कहते हैं ना, 11 प्रसाद चढ़ाते 11 रुपए है कि नहीं? 11 रुपए दीजिए. 11 is a good number, right? And when you talk about 11, एक और एक 11, तो कल होने वाले हैं 1 और 1 11, because I have invited an incredible expert speaker for a very important topic, which is decision making. आप में से कितने लोग इस बात से एग्री करते हैं कि जब एक इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन लेने का मौका आता है ना लाइफ में, हिल जाते हैं, अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाते हैं, पूरी कन्विक्शन के साथ डिसीजन ले नहीं पाते, फिर हम लोगों से राय लेते फिरते है कि नहीं? बताइए, अग्री इन द चैट बॉक्स. हम राय लेते फिरते, भाई इस ये डिसीजन लेना था यार, तेरी क्या राय है यार, तू क्या सोचता है इसके बारे में, अच्छा आपकी क्या सजेशन है इसके बारे में. अब हुआ ये कि जो आपका ओरिजिनल थॉट है, आपका इंट्यूटिव डिसीजन है या आपका कोई इन्फॉर्म्ड डिसीजन है, नाउ इट्स influenced by people who have no idea about your situation, your life, your circumstances. They can make a guess, but the challenge is, and the bottom line is, that we struggle to take decisions. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat box. We struggle to take decisions, and the bigger the decision, higher the struggle. Yes or no? मतलब जितना बड़ा डिसीजन लेना है, उतनी ही बड़ी स्ट्रगल है. क्या करूं, किससे पूछने जाऊं? A lot of things are at stake. और जब ऐसा होता है, तब हम फंस जाते हैं. और अगर स्ट्रक्चर ना हो, कोई स्ट्रैटेजी ना हो, कोई तरीका ना हो सही डिसीजन लेने का, तो रिग्रेट करते हैं कि नहीं करते? तो हम रिग्रेट करते हैं. तो आज हमने सीखा हाउ यू कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म योर पर्सनालिटी. कल का सेशन, as I said, every single coming session is even bigger, even better, because tomorrow is a session on the power of decision making. Tomorrow, I have invited Malcolm Stephens to come here today, live in front of us, and share his ideas on how you can take the right decisions in your life. And in order to do that, you got to take a decision today. And that decision is to ensure that you attend tomorrow's session. दोस्तों, कल एक स्पेशल त्योहार है. कल ही है ना भाई? कल एक स्पेशल त्योहार है. अब कुछ लोग परसों भी मना रहे, लेकिन कल एक स्पेशल त्योहार है, रक्षा बंधन, है कि नहीं? एडवांस में आप सभी को रक्षा बंधन की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. कल हो सकता है कि आप बिजी हो अपनी फैमिली के साथ, अपने ब्रदर सिस्टर्स के साथ, लेकिन एक इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन आपको आज लेना है, और वो ये लेना है कि पूरे दिन त्योहार मनाऊंगा, सुबह से शाम मनाऊंगा, लेकिन शाम 7 से 8 में बुक हूं। अभी बता दो, मैं बुक हूं ना, आप भी बुक है। Yeah, yes or no? Type in booked in the chat box. Come on, type booked in the chat box. I am booked. I've already told my sister, hey dear sister, I am booked 7 to 8. You are booked 7 to 8 tomorrow. For one of the most... नितिन सर, ये रक्षाबंधन के दिन क्यों रखा? इसे किसी और दिन रखना चाहिए था। Decision making दोस्तों, decision making. And I want to invite you tomorrow for yet another powerful session on decision making. This is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Malcolm Stephens will be live and exclusive here to share his ideas on decision making, the power of decision making. I am all excited to listen to Malcolm Stephens. I was all excited to listen to Shantanu Da today. Thank you so very much for your support, for your love, for your encouragement. It's a big initiative that we have taken for you. This summit is absolutely free. Thank you for the support. As I said, thank you very much, because you are sharing this with people, and I can observe that. My team tells me how this is being shared by a lot of people. तो अगर आपको मजा आ रहा है, अगर आपको वैल्यू मिल रही है, अगर आपको इस सेशन से फायदा पहुंच रहा है, तो अपने तक मत रखिएगा, शेयर करिएगा दोस्तों. The more you share, the more it helps people around you, and they say thank you to you. Yeah, so let's build a thank you economy. Thank you very much, everybody, then, for attending today's session. This is Nitin Soni. It was my pleasure to serve you with Shantanu Das Sharma today in this session. I'm going to see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. The power of decision making. Till then, take care and enjoy your Raksha Bandhan. Bye for now.
Let me call upon stage Nitin Soni.
Louder, louder, louder. Come on, louder.
दोस्तों, success in any field is 70% psychology and 30% mechanics. किसी भी फील्ड में, in whatever field you choose, success is all about 70% psychology and 30% mechanics.
मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, विराट कोहली ने सेंचुरी मारी थी क्या डेब्यू? अच्छा, सचिन तेंदुलकर ने मारी? अच्छा, धोनी ने मारी? But all of these three individuals are legends, in spite of the fact that they did not score century on debut. Even if you are not able to score century on debut, you can still become a legend if you take few things right. Understand this.
Why do you want to become what you want to become? Why do you want to get that success? Why do you want to get that degree? Why do you want to become a rank holder? Why do you want it? Answer your why.
They are compromising on their potential. You have amazing potential in you. Why do you want to restrict it? You're not supposed to restrict your potential. Warren Buffett has 97 different streams of income. 97. And the day I realized, the day I noticed it, I said, 97? What the hell?
What is the difference? The difference is in their psychology. That's where the entire difference lies. That's the main thing. You need to understand your psychology, your mindset. Usme kya chal raha hai? That's what you need to focus.
Excellent. And I knew I would be the top scorer in the institute. And that's exactly what I did. Each and every paper that I gave, when I came back home, I said, I'm ready for the next one. And I did that. Ready for the next one. Did that. Then I waited for my results. And on the results day, what did happen? I failed. What is it that I can do now? At the best I can study. At the best I can put in the hard work. At the best I can do whatever is possible for me to do. What else can I do?
He actually looked at the big portrait of Mount Everest and he said, Mount Everest, I know you are failing me. But the more and more you fail me, the more and more I'm getting determined that one day I'm going to stand on top of you. Do you know why, Sir Edmund Hillary said? He said, do you know why? Because you, even as Mount Everest, cannot grow any further. But I, as a human being, will keep growing. That's my message to you. Keep growing. No matter what Mount Everest you want to climb in your life, you can. If you have the right mindset and if you do not let your fingers enter your mind, God, because it's your responsibility, friends. It's your responsibility. Nobody else is going to work hard for you. Nobody else is going to bring your dream in a silver plate and say, hey, here is your dream, enjoy. No, that's never going to happen. You will have to work hard. You will have to put in the hard work. You will have to work the midnight call. You will have to make your dream come true. The responsibility is yours. I cannot do your push-ups for you, can I? Can I? Of course not. You will have to do your push-ups.
What do? You notice that you are not the only one who is watching that dream. You are not the only one having that dream inside you. When there are 1,000 other mothers who are having the same dream for their sons, what do you do to make the dream of your mother come true? You outwork your competition. You outwork your competition. You get up early. You work harder. You stay longer. You do whatever it takes. You got to overwork. You got to outwork. You got to outsmart everybody else. Because if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you are not getting up early, someone else is getting up early. And he is going to grab your position. He's going to grab your position. Understand this. You got to outwork your competition. If it means doing anything that you have not done till date, you should be interested in doing it. Learning techniques, learning facts, programming your subconscious, whatever it may be. Be ready to outwork your competition.
My intensity multiplied. My hunger multiplied. My seriousness multiplied. I prepared like hell. I was actually doing things that nobody around me was doing. I was studying for 12 hours a day, and I said, no matter what happens on the results day, I'm going to give my best shot in this again. I studied like anything. And I did all those test papers, working with studies over and over and over again. I revised over and over and over again. And I gave my exams to the best of my ability, and all the results in the screen said, pass.
Unless and until you answer your whys, you will not be able to remain motivated. You need motivation? Answer your whys. Answer your whys. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Is it because of your father? You want to make your father's dream come true? Is it because of your mother? Your mother is looking a dream for you and you want to make her dream come true? Is it because of your siblings, your brother, your sister, your other family members? Or is it probably because yourself? You say, I want to become rich because I want to prove to the world that I am a rich person and I am not a poor person. You got to answer your whys. Why do you want to become what you want to become? Answer your whys. Because this is exactly where motivation lies. What are you waiting for? Whatever it takes. Even if it takes for you to learn something, learn it. If it takes for you to work hard, work hard. If it takes for you to get up early in the morning, get up early in the morning. If it takes for you to work in day in and day out, do it. He was a world heavyweight champion in boxing, Mike Tyson. डरते थे लोग उसके नाम से. और Mike Tyson won 37 fights back to back. अपनी लाइफ की पहली फाइट से लेकर 37 फाइट्स तक माइक टाइसन हर एक फाइट जीतता गया. एक भी फाइट वो नहीं हारा. और पीपल यूज्ड टू स्वेट बाय हिज नेम. करते थे लोग उसके नाम से. 37 फाइट लगातार जीतना इज नो गेम. एंड ही वाज द वर्ल्ड हेवीवेट चैंपियन. 37 फाइट लगातार जीतने के बाद जो 38वीं फाइट उसकी थी वो थी अगेंस्ट जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस. और ये जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस कौन था? कुछ भी नहीं. अ नॉर्मल बॉक्सर, वेरी नॉर्मल बॉक्सर. कभी भी अपने लाइफ के अंदर हैवीवेट चैंपियन नहीं बना. कभी भी उसने कोई बहुत बड़ी चैंपियनशिप नहीं जीती. वेरी नॉर्मल बॉक्सर. 38th मैच माइक टाइसन का अगेंस्ट जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस. इट वाज अ वन-साइडेड मैच. दे सेड माइक टाइसन इज गोइंग टू विन एनीवेज. सारा मीडिया हैरान, सारी दुनिया हैरान. माइक टाइसन लॉस्ट द मैच. 38th फाइट माइक टाइसन लॉस्ट इट. हाउ कम? ये कैसे हो सकता है? सारा का सारा मीडिया पागलों की तरह जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस के पीछे. बस्टिन डगलस, ये तुमने किया कैसे? हाउ डिड you just won against Mike Tyson? Impossible. How could you do the impossible? ये किया कैसे तुमने? He said, before this match, my mother declared to the world that her son is going to beat Mike Tyson. She declared it to the world, to the relatives, to the friends, everybody, and she was extremely happy. और जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस ने कहा, माँ क्या कर रहे हो? Why are you doing that? I'm not too sure. She said, you are not sure. I am sure because I believe in my son. My son is going to beat the hell out of Mike Tyson, and my son is going to win. He said, it was my mother's dream that I beat Mike Tyson. It was my mother's dream that I become the world champion. It was my mother's dream that I become a true champion in my life by beating Mike Tyson. And not just Mike Tyson, whoever it may be. And my mother died 2 weeks before this match. He said, my mother died 2 weeks before this match. And I wanted to make her dream come true. He said, I wanted to make her dream come true. Mike Tyson के अलावा अगर वहां पर 100 Mike Tyson भी होते, उसके बावजूद मैं ये मैच जीतता, because it was my mother's dream and I wanted to fulfill my mother's dream.
तो ये सोचता है कि मैं स्पेशल नहीं हूं, अगर यहाँ एक भी सोचता है कि मैं वर्दी नहीं हूं, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है उससे कि आज की शाम अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बिता लेना, आज की शाम तन्हाई में अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बिता लेना और आपकी माँ, आपके पिताजी आपको बताएंगे कि आप कितने स्पेशल हो. There is nobody in the entire world who has a fingerprint like you.
Luck, नसीब. कई मैं से देखता हूं जो अपने नसीब को पकड़ के बैठते हैं, जो ये कहते हैं कि it's only and only because of my luck. If I'm failing, it's only because of my luck. नसीब की वजह से आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं होता. मगर दो तरह के लोग हैं, बिलीव करते हैं नसीब, कुछ बिलीव नहीं करते नसीब के ऊपर. आप मुझे एक बात बताओ, अगर आपकी नसीब की वजह से ही सब कुछ होता है, अगर आपके लक की वजह से ही सब कुछ ये हो रहा है, तो मेहनत क्यों कर रहे हो? मेहनत करने की क्या जरूरत है? और अगर नसीब में नहीं लिखा तो मेहनत करके क्या उखाड़ लोगे? क्या उखाड़ लोगे? नसीब को लेकर के मत बैठो. जब आप अपने नसीब को देख करके कहते हो कि भाई कभी ना कभी तो चमकेगा, आपका नसीब आपको देख करके कहता है कभी तो समझेगा. आप नहीं समझते.
You command respect, power, recognition, social status, everything. It has amazing power. I'm the king of the jungle now. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.